Now, you go to Japan, and I've never had people be more nice to me. I flew to Japan. Train station was about 30 minutes. I flew to Nagasaki. Train station was about 30 minutes from Nagasaki to pick up the bullet train to go to Tokyo. And this guy on the plane, just out of the goodness of his heart, drove us to the train station. He was this guy sitting next to on the plane.
They probably scanned your brain.
Japanese from Nagasaki.
Awesome technology.
They love us over there. Yeah. Nicest people.
Probably put a chip in you.
We nuked them, right? Nothing but good. Yes. Nothing but good to Korea. They hate us. They don't like us. We nuke Korea.
No.
We nuke Japan.
Correct. Yes.
And they love us.
They just nuked themselves at Fukushima.
Does that mean we should potentially nuke more people to make more friends?
I've
struggled with that one probably longer than I should have.
Yeah. No, I'm struggling with it.
Because I don't understand. They couldn't be nicer to us in Japan. Mostly contempt for us in Korea.
You should probably bring that up to the POTUS and see what he says, I'm
thinking he already knows that. He had a little golf thing going at Mar-a-Lago. Dude, do you have $250,000 I could borrow?
Of course.
I want a membership to Mar-a-Lago.
Okay. Do you like to golf?
No, I would not golf at all.
Why would you want to go to a golfing
It would just
resort?
be great. It would be fun. Nice place. Beautiful.
That's like me saying, hey, do you have $250,000 I can borrow? Because I want to go to the Skip Barber Racing School and buy a race car and join NASCAR. But I don't want to drive it.
That would actually probably make more sense than what I asked for. But, it went up to $250,000, right? So let's go into that. Let me take that. Where it's sort of like, okay, the rates really went up after Trump became president. Does that add value to his company? Is Trump going to profit from that in the end? Most likely. If you voted for Trump thinking that he wasn't somehow going to benefit financially through all of his businesses, I think you were just plain not thinking.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
You should have accepted that when you voted for him.
Didn't the Clinton Foundation profit a lot from
and that's where I'm going with this, right? That's where I'm going with this, right?
That's okay, right?
So you got the left just going nuts on Trump right now.
Nuts.
Going back to my book, right? Mm-hmm. The section in my book where I work for Dynology, where I was a private military contractor, 8 years working with this company. Well, the guy who owned Dynology was General James Jones, former NATO Supreme Allied Commander. All right, mm-hmm. Obama's national security advisor, and listed as what the CEO of Dynology. He runs Dynology with his son Jim. So you got Big Jim or James Jones, retired 4-star general, and then you got his son Jim Jones. Jim ran all the operational aspects of it. So you've got all this outrage about Trump right now and potential conflicts of interest with his son. But there was no outrage whatsoever when Obama's national security advisor, retired 4-star Marine Corps general, was getting contracts from the Marine Corps, multi-million-dollar Defense Department contracts like what I was on in Iraq, right? I spent a year in Iraq, made $240,000 in that 1 year, $100,000 of which was tax exempt.
Nice.
And this was all I worked for, essentially Obama's national security advisor, although I answered directly to his son. Now, were any contracts that were any of those contracts, was the Marine Corps contract, was the CKMS contract that they have where you're doing for all the congressional stuff? It's like a congressional collaboration tool. Was that did the fact that the owner, the owner of Dynology was James Jones and his son, did being Obama's national security advisor, while these contracts were being gleaned, benefit Dynology in getting those contracts? Ask yourself, right? I don't. Do I have proof of it? No. Did this happen? Does this happen? Did I work a contract for this? Yes. Mm-hmm. But where was the outrage of potential conflict of interest there? There was none. There is outrage now over the potential of Trump benefiting from selling an overpriced hotel room, right? Now, what do you think is worse, making money off of a hotel room or making money off of defense contracts when you're in his position, right? What threatens national security? What threatens our nation's trust in our system more? Trump and his daughter selling a few extra shoes? Complete outrage. Shut the government down.
Oh, and pull all those products from
all those products.
Yeah.
It's complete outrage. Yet not a word when Obama's national security advisor is getting multi-million-dollar contracts to his son's company.
Yeah.
Where's that outrage? So that's where I was going with that.
You could also go with...
I go into that in my book in much more detail.
Yeah. Well,
but really, the hypocrisy is just... You could cut it with a knife.
Let's take a look at this book. This is Patrick Bergy, and the book is called The 40-Year-Old Private. Now...
It's a tentative title. I'm still playing with it.
I kind of like the title. I like the first chapter, A Patriot Looks at 50. But I would like to read a portion of the dedication here.